All right. Location number 6. 3-stage. Three-stage is a classic. Oh. Classic location for Southern Ontario mountain biking. Technical trails. Quite a bit of climbing if you want to go down. Some good flow still. It all depends on the trail. But yeah, number 6. We've had a pretty wet July, a lot of rain, and these are definitely trails you don't want to ride in the wet. And it rained hard earlier this week in Collingwood, but I thought there would have been enough time for the trails to dry out. Looks like there's still some muddy spots, but they look pretty good so far. I guess as good as I could have hoped for given the rain we had. So the 3-stage trails are big group right here.
Right side of the trail. No, go to the right side of the trail.
Thank you.
I'm already on my way.
Oh. Thanks.
Guys, wait up. Get off the trail, please.
Yeah,
It's okay, it's okay. Good to see you guys out on the trail. Another kids camp here, that's cool. Yeah, so yeah, there's quite a few muddy spots. Might make for an interesting ride today. So 3-stage trails are in Pretty River Provincial Park. So this is an Ontario provincial park, and it's important for me to mention that this year, 2023, Ontario Parks shut down a few mountain bike trails in 3-stage, which is really too bad. So I'm not sure why they shut the trails down, but they didn't shut down a lot. The unfortunate thing is they shut down some connector trails that allowed you to make a loop. And so I'm going to be probably relying on trail forks a little bit today to connect my trails together. There is still a lot of trail in 3-stage, and today I'm looking at doing stuff on the little more technical side, even though trail conditions don't look to be great. Not bad, but there's definitely some slickness to the trails. So we'll see how that goes. Now, while some trails have been shut down, Trailforks app has been updated to reflect the trails that are open to mountain biking. So if you're coming here and doing stuff that shows is open on Trailforks, you should be fine. These trails are not marked at all. So my recommendation really is to come with someone who knows their way around, or if not, download a Trailforks route. But if you download a Trailforks route, make sure it's a route that was created in 2023, so it's not sending you on some of the closed trails. These trails are free. And they're not really maintained by any club or anything, except for maybe Cork. But you definitely don't have to be a Cork member to ride here. Cork does do some group rides at 3-stage. So while you don't have to be a Cork member, Cork is the club that I believe has been communicating with Ontario Parks about the trail access for mountain bikers. So they're the club working on land access. And again, support your clubs, because the fact that we lost trails in 3-stage this year is really unfortunate, you know? The trails in here are so good. And losing them, you know, hopefully we don't lose more. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. Not a great line, but didn't go OTB. It was completely rollable crash.
Drop that saddle and do the boulder. Completely rollable. Drop the saddle, drop the saddle. There, oh no! Jesus, you all right?
Yep.
So let's start with technical. These trails are technical. There are trails in 3-stage that are not as technical, but there's not a lot of what I would call easy stuff. So yeah, these trails are pretty damn technical. Now, it's not the benchmark for tech. That is still to come on the countdown. But the trails are tough. And for that reason, it gets a pretty high technical score. I'm not riding in great conditions. It's a little bit slick, but I've already had multiple dabs going through that first trail with all the rock. Oh my god, I totally slid. I like drifted into that corner. Yeah, so the slickness is just going to make this that much more interesting, I think, today. But overall, a pretty high technical score. But the rock's slick. It's hard to get a good line. Nice little downhill. Oh. Three Stage doesn't really have any man-made features. There's no log skinnies. There's no wooden jumps or drops. There's no bermed corners. The trails are very much old school, technical, and there are natural features here. There's boulder features, drops, pumps. I usually jump that, but given the conditions today, I'm a little worried. But yeah, there's not a lot of man-made features, but there are just the nature of the trails or the terrain gives to there being quite a few natural features. And so it's really hard for me to pick a place where I should talk about features. They're sprinkled throughout, but not plentiful. And for that reason, I would say like the feature score is probably Three Stages lowest among the categories. Oh. Fighting with the bike. I was hoping to show some of the real technical downhill that there is at this end of Three Stage, but it ended up being way more hike than bike for me. The rocks, roots, and dirt were all so slick. There was no way I was gonna ride it. So, sorry about that. It was not what I wanted for conditions today. I love these trails though. Oh. I love technical challenges. These trails are so natural. I love it. I really like this kind of riding. This kind of more big adventure riding. You know, it's not, I mean, I love man-made berms and flow and all that other stuff, but these trails too. I love this kind of more sense of adventure style of trail. So awesome. Oh, yeah. Whew. So, with 3-stage, you can park at the top, which is what I did, or you can park at the bottom and climb. Some of the trails that they shut down, though, are some of the older mountain bike trails at the bottom at the Pretty River Road access. So you need to keep that in mind, that they don't have the greatest climb trails coming out of Pretty River Road anymore. Now, having said that, 3-stage, if you go down the hill, and I've kind of gone 2/3 of the way down, maybe even 3/4 of the way down with the trails I've been running. If you go down, you have quite the climb to get back up. That's what I have in store for me now, is the climb. And it's a tough climb. It's big, steep at parts, technical. It's tough. And for that reason, for the aerobic score, 3-stage scores. Oh goodness. I just had a bit of a hike a bike climb because it was so freaking steep and slick. I don't know if I would have made it in the best of times. Yeah, as I was saying, if you go down and then have to do the climb is nasty. And there's a couple of different ways of getting up, but there's no easy way. I'm going up the Bruce Trailway, which is open to mountain biking in 3-stage. But I'm doing this because it takes me to the end of the trails that I want. But man, 3-stage scores pretty good aerobically. In terms of flow, 3-stage is another one of those places that I would say has technical flow. This trail, Oopsie Daisy, I think it's called. Oopsie Daisy. Has a lot of nice pumps. But, yet another day when I'm slipping and sliding, not being able to make use of the trails the way I wanted to. So yeah, it's more technical flow again But in the right conditions, and these are not the right conditions, unfortunately, but in the right conditions, these trails can be fun. There are certainly certain trails, like the blue stuff at 3 Stage tends to be a little bit flowy. The black stuff tends to be more technical. But, you know, you can tailor a ride more to flow. You can tailor a ride more to technical. So I will say that the technical is more throughout the trails than the flow is. And for that reason, I would give it a better technical score than flow. And in terms of flow itself, it gets an okay score. Good technical flow. Okay, so let's talk about the fun and experience of 3 Stage. If you like technical challenge, these trails are awesome. Fun, 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 fun. If you like technical challenge. But if you don't, maybe stay away. Or, as we could tell from today's ride, like, I think it's been 3 days since it rained here and still trails are not in great shape. It rained hard. I was up here over last weekend, and on the way home it rained hard. And so I put off riding 3 Stage for a couple of days. I was going to ride it earlier in the week, but yeah, conditions play a big role in how much fun you have on these trails. But, you know, again, 3 Stage, it's kind of like the Southern Ontario rite of passage in mountain biking. The trails are not well marked, so you do either have to ride with someone who knows them or rely on trail forks. In terms of the experience, these trails are really close to Collingwood, and with all the restaurants and microbreweries or craft breweries that Collingwood has, it makes for a fun experience. You can easily get accommodations in around Blue Mountain if you wanted to make it a kind of a weekend destination ride. And there's so much other stuff to do in and around Collingwood that, yeah, I would say the experience is pretty good. And 3 Stage, if you are a technical rider, 3 Stage should be on your list of trails to ride. So overall, I'm avoiding all of the rock today on the exit. Overall, you know, a decent fun and experience score. Yeah, I have to say it. It'd be better if the trails were marked, for sure, so that more people could enjoy them. But a decent fun and experience score. Anyways, that was 3 Stage, number 6. We're now into the top 5. Happy pedaling, guys. I'll see you out there.